Thank you everybody for joining. Oh gosh, sorry bud. Didn't know you were standing there. Thank you everybody for joining me. I think we'll probably have some more people start to roll in here in a bit, but I'm really excited to go ahead and jump into this stream. This is actually the purpose of this one, which I want to do a deep dive into my bug bounty methodology beyond what I did last time, which was looking at some different targets. The purpose of that one was to first of all show how I use my framework to find targets and what I'm looking for and kind of moving from there. But I got a comment on that video that the individual wanted to know, okay, once I have that, where do I go from there? So we're going to look a little bit in the same way that we did before, but we're going to find one good target. And then once we find that, we're going to go ahead and dig into it a bit. And I'm going to use my formal methodology. It's typed out that you can get on my GitHub. This would be for if I want to do a deep dive into one page. So this is a little less like the Easter egg hunts that we've done before, where we're looking for misconfigured things and spraying across the wideband scanning is what I typically call it, but where we're spraying across wide subdomains and looking for things that may be misconfigured they forgot about. This is going to be where we're really digging into one page, and we're going to be looking at what is the application, how does it work, what's it built on. And building out an attack plan to say, okay, this is how we're going to target it. These are the mechanisms that we think we may be able to manipulate. These are the vulnerabilities that we think could be possible, always based on the tech stack and how they have that set up. So I want to go ahead and jump right into it. Let me switch my screen over. What's up, Luis? And actually, I'll go ahead and join the general chat here. Luis, you can hang out with me too. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. I know every time we try and do this, it seems like Discord has a little bit of problems, but awesome. I think Alex said he may hop on in a bit here too. Let me go ahead and switch my screen. And check this out. I realized I was watching the hacking session that we did last Saturday on Shopify, and I did what I thought was a pretty good deep dive into prototype pollution. I opened up the developer tools and all that, went back and rewatched the video because I was going to cut it out and make it a separate video, and realized that my ugly face was covering up where I was typing in the developer tools. So I did the very smart thing of adding another screen. So now I can switch that, and I call it DevTools. So hopefully I will remember. Luis, if you see me doing any dumb stuff, can you please call me out on that?
I got you.
I appreciate that. All right.
Did you like a type of filter with whenever you say something like dumb or stupid or something like that, it kind of beeps out or calls out?
Did I do that?
Yeah.
Didn't I have it? Do you think I need that? Is that what you're implying?
No, because I think you said like dumb or something like that, and it cut out. I'm like, what? Yeah, a filter or something?
Oh, no, nothing that I did. In fact, I still need to get that Discord thing set up. But yeah, I'll tell you what, just let me know if you see anything weird with the audio or anything. But I think I got everything set up. I want to go ahead and jump into it because we got a lot of stuff that we're going to get through here. Got a lot of, once we pick out our target, we're going to be going through all of these different things and talking about them. So, which Luis, don't feel like you have to stay for the whole time. I know we've both already been working all day, but yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and start looking through everything again. And this is going to be very similar to what I've done before. Oh, looks like Alex is hopping in here too. So Datamatic, I think we looked at this one before. What's up, Alex? Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
I can. Yeah. Looks like the audio things are going. How's it going?
Good.
Awesome. See, I'm not sure if you were seeing the stream, but we're going to go through, we're going to pick out a bug bounty target, and then we're going to do a deep dive into it. So this is going to be, something like if you want to target an application over a long period of time, you want to start watching for changes in that application. Maybe you identify new endpoints or new features that they're developing, and you start to target those as they're rolling out. So this would be more of that as opposed to the Easter hunt type of thing. So, sound good? Hey, Infinity, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for coming back and hanging out. Very good to see you. I'm doing very well. I got my coffee tonight. I'm feeling good. All right, so yeah, Datamatic. I looked at this one before. I'm always looking for the certs, and this one has a few here, but most of the time I wasn't able to get much anything from them, so I don't love this one. I've got an idea of the one I want to target, but let's just do a little bit of looking around and find something.
Whenever I see those certs, type of stuff, I kind of get confused a little bit because I don't know much about certs.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
I know SSL, but
Okay, well, so the cert basically is what they're doing to encrypt the traffic and everything. But so if the cert is not maintained, then there can be issues where it's not going to be encrypted properly. So I don't know if we need to dig too much into the weeds of like public key infrastructure and all that type of stuff. But I think what's important to bug bounty hunters to know is, like I said, a certificate needs to be maintained. And so the reason I pay attention to those is if they are not maintained or if they're incorrectly configured, that to me is a what I call a pointer that says that there could be that page that's behind it probably doesn't have something, maybe it has some vulnerabilities in it, maybe it's something they didn't want us to know about, they didn't think we would find, something like that. So it's just something that I've over time realized can be a good place to start. I don't we're not actually exploiting anything with the certificate. We don't necessarily care about how the certificate is working really, at least not in the way that I'm using it.
yeah.
No, but
Okay.
anyway, yeah. I mean, we could dig into it, but it's super boring stuff. All right, let's see. So again, I've looked through this one before. I don't have a lot of interest because I'm not looking for like Easter eggs. I'm not looking for something that maybe is misconfigured. I'm really looking more for like a proper page. But if we can find like a dev version of, so like this, or a beta version or a staging version or something, that's always better because again, maybe they don't have the types of protections that other pages would have. There you go. Oh yeah, and Luis, you see here, so it says it's not secure.
That's because it's not SSL.
Yeah, well, it's something wrong with the cert. So the SSL was not working properly.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it's not going to be encrypted. So we can come down here. This is just basically, downgrading it. Yeah, these are not anything that I'm excited. But yeah. This forum maybe something. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on.
Do you have like a script with that will verify all these URLs before you reach them?
Yeah. It's built into the scanning framework here, but that's HTTP probe.
Yeah.
So who? I think it was Tom Nom Nom or Jay Haddix that made that.
It's Tom Nom Nom.
Okay, guy. Yeah, it's kind of a hard name to say, but it's written in Go, phenomenal. I've got that built into my framework and all that. So it's claiming that these are live. I mean, a lot of times I end up finding ones that aren't necessarily, but anyway, I've done a little bit of work on this one before and I don't love it. I didn't really find anything. Skybet was the same thing. It's pretty straightforward. We could do this one, but I don't love going into, oh wow, this one's weird. I don't know if I've tried the co.uk before. Yeah, we'll move on from that. I'm curious, y'all can see all the domains I have here. Do you know which one I think I want to test on? Just because I think it'll be amusing.
Let's see. Alert manager? Alert manager?
Wait, where's that?
It's on the top. All right, I do.
Yeah.
For you.
Oh, here's an expired, sir.
Urban Dictionary.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I kind of want to just get in and start testing on the Urban Dictionary. Sounds like fun. But if there's a better target, we'll go to the better target, But I mean, and honestly, I think that's something to keep in mind too. Like, pick targets that you're having fun with. Pick something that you're interested in. I mean, if you're not having fun, what's the point? All right, so we got 3 different cert situations here, Luis. And Alex, Alex, you still with us? Oh, you're very quiet on my end. Luis, you're in the same thing?
Yeah, you're quiet, bro.
Yeah, it's like you're on the other side of the room almost. Shoot, now I feel bad. Alex may have been talking. We just didn't hear him talk. I'm gonna test this one out. I heard a very faint laugh there, Luis. I heard a very faint laugh.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Okay. How about now?
Yeah.
Getting better. Getting better.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
How about, okay, I just turned into 100%.
Yeah, that's night and day. You might actually go to 80.
Oh, okay. Do that.
Yeah, you swung the pendulum the other way there.
Sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. And hey, y'all let me know if I find anything interesting or if you want me to post anything in Discord so y'all can go on your end too, let me know. And we got 8 viewers already. That's awesome. Yeah, anybody in the chat too, if you have any questions or want us to talk about something, to dig into anything, let us know. You know, we're here to teach. So, all right, so we got 3 different cert situations here. Mismatch cert, that's like the worst kind that I want, but it still could be something good. Expired cert is better. So mismatch cert just means that maybe they changed the domain that it goes to. So there's a lot of things that can get you to a mismatch cert. An expired cert, that means that whoever's managing that did not update it after it expired, obviously, but it's a pretty major thing that any IT team is going to track or security team is going to track. So to me, it's meaningful that they have something out there with an expired cert. It's probably something that's not maintained. So great place to look for CVEs, all that type of stuff. Self-sign is the best. Self-sign is the best. For anybody who doesn't know.
You got a message from Game Money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Awesome. You're starting your bug bounty journey. Let's see. You're working on... to start it up. So you're asking like kind of where do you start? I mean, there's tons of different tools. So what you're seeing right now here, this is my framework, and you can go and download it and start using it today. It's perfectly free. I've got plenty of stuff on here on my let's go to my profile on my GitHub. So you can come and see, notes that I've done, different tools, my framework, etc. But there is a ton of stuff out there. Hack the Box is a great one. Portswigger. You know what? This is probably the place to start. Oh yeah, I can definitely send you. So it's Pentester Lab is good. So Pentester Lab is mostly CVE. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Actually, for this lab, they do have like beginner stuff. A lot of it, actually.
They do. It's at least when I did it before, it was more CVE than CWE. Which so J Money, what that means is it's a known vulnerability that it either has it or it doesn't. That's a CVE, a common vulnerability enumeration. So that just means your scanner hit it. It found that it has this one specific vulnerability, and you can exploit it. Typically with bug bounties, you want to find what are called CWEs, common weakness enumerations. And that's your things like cross-site scripting, SQL injection, that type of stuff, where the difference between a CVE and a CWE is a CWE, the impact of it is, it's kind of like a gray area about what the risk is, what the impact of the application. A CVE is binary. It's yes or no. You either have it or you don't, and it has a set amount of impact. A CWE is like, well, I can get a SQL injection, but what does the database have in it? What's the data that I'm pulling out? So it's kind of a little more granular there. So I mean, Pentester Lab is phenomenal, but Portswigger here, they have their academy, and they're going to make me log in, I think. But it's a free account. You just sign up, and you can start learning their tool, which is going to be Burp Suite. That's probably the main one that you'll need to learn. It's a web proxy. I'm going to be using it throughout this stream. You're looking for OSWE and Sydney? Wow, so you're moving along. Those are no joke. You don't need me to explain Burp Suite if you're going on the OSWA. Wow, yeah. Have you started doing the labs and everything? Nice. I mean, I did the OSWE last summer, and it's a monster, but it's great. I strongly recommend all this. Nice. Flax, did you do like the Learn 1 or something there? Yeah, that's great. Strongly recommend. I mean, you can see my OSWEs sitting right there. Very, very, very happy with that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, my GitHub, I have stuff on there. In fact, I have tons of resources for the OSWE as well. Luis, you may have some resources for the OSWA that you could share as well. I know you're... Yeah, I know you're a lot more familiar with that one than I am.
OSCP a ton. His notes are available, and I bookmarked them, and they were super helpful.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I mean the one I share on the Discord.
Oh, the OSWA resources. Yeah, Luis, anything that you have, I think would be very helpful for you. Awesome. Oh, let me get the Discord back up too. I don't want to miss anything there.
Already got it, Luis.
Oh, cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think there's anything you need in that notes, you can pass me. You just know all of it, and that's it. The only thing is that you need to be careful for the exam, because I did 2 out of 5. I failed the first time.
Yeah, I've heard it's a
Just
monster.
rough.
I've heard it's a monster, and I tell anyone,
Yeah.
the OSWE, yeah, is a monster. So I can imagine what the OSWA is too.
That's the way it is. It's hard.
Yeah, but that's why it's worth it.
Is kind of hard.
That's why it's worth it. You know, I'm telling you,
Yep.
that feeling when you finish it is like, it feels like climbing a mountain for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Jay Money, let us know you got any questions. I'll try and make sure we send some resources and everything over to you. I think if you haven't done the Burke Labs, I think the Burke Labs would be a phenomenal thing to do before the OSWA. A lot of aspects of Burke will really help you automate and save time and be able to get everything done within that 24-hour time frame. All right, I tell you what, we can click through the rest of these, but I just kind of want to go to Urban Dictionary. Awesome! I'm glad you found my YouTube. Twitch time, it's kind of ad hoc right now, so I'm a full-time security engineering manager. We're all on the same team, and we all work full-time jobs. So I'm still kind of trying to figure it out. I'm trying to do 2 streams a week. One on a weeknight like this, and then one on a weekend, preferably earlier. So that's going to be hopefully to help support the individuals that are on the other side of the world. So in India, and I've had several requests to have one at a decent time for them, and I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen for them. So that's kind of my plan right now. I'm obviously still working on getting everything off the ground, but I'm also open. If there's certain things that you want to see, certain times that would be good for you, and you want to keep coming back, I can certainly get that in consideration. So let me know. Yeah. We have a Discord. Alex, Luis, would you mind posting the link there? I don't know. Actually, I think I got one right here. I need to go ahead. So we have one for our company. I need to go ahead and just start one for myself, I think, because we're going to start flooding this. I'm going to end up taking over our Discord. There you go. Yeah, hop on. You can also send me a message on LinkedIn anytime you want. I'm on there all day. I don't have Twitter. I made a Twitter. I'm thinking about getting onto it, but I don't know. It's just one extra thing to deal with, one extra social media, and I feel like I have enough right now. So, name on LinkedIn. It's same thing. So should be in my Discord thing there. You should be able to find it. If you search Harrison Richardson. There's not a lot of Harrison Richardsons, and you'll see the one with the CISSP and OSWE and all my tags on it. Maybe put them on my name there. All right. Like I said, Alex, Luis, any objections to digging into Urban Dictionary?
No, let's go.
All right, awesome. Let's just do like.
One person said that you're. Oh yeah. So your LinkedIn is it's no way.
Yeah, it's super weird. So I have the weird font on there, and the reason I do that, partially I just kind of think it looks cool. But it also, so I get a ton of requests from vendors and recruiters and all this type of stuff all day. Probably 10 messages, 20 messages a day from different people. And so if you put a different font type on there, you can immediately identify who's using some type of automated script to blast all that crap out. So it helps me filter out from like the people that actually want to talk and the people that are just blasting everything like that. So, but the side effect of that is a really, really terrible link to click on, because that's where they pull it out. That's where they actually pull it when they're doing their scraping. But yeah. I may change that back if it gets super annoying, but not yet. Oh, here's the staging too. Okay, so if we got, that's on HTTP. Do we have staging on HTTPS or like a test or something maybe? Oh, this is like a little basic auth thing there. That's kind of fun. Here's the staging right there. Is that going to work? No, that's gotta. So they're protecting their staging environment with just basic auth, I guess. There's your Urban Dictionary. All right, well, let's just say we want to do a deep dive into Urban Dictionary and test it. let's do this.
So your dictionary was like a meme, but apparently it's like a whole company.
What's that?
I thought your dictionary was like a website or something, but apparently it is a full company.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I mean, I think they started as just a website. I mean, did they expand to other stuff? Delwayne, we're connected on LinkedIn, right? Haven't we talked? I think we've chatted directly before. I think you reached out a few times, right? He's talking on Discord there, but yeah, Luis, I think I don't know what they're doing now. Apparently, I've got some like Chinese ad on here too, and that makes me a little nervous. Oh, it was? Okay, yeah, I was going to say, I definitely recognize your name. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you found me on here. I'm really glad you found me on here. That's so cool. Okay, so I'm learning what dog barking is. All right, so I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to start doing a deeper dive into this. Okay, so yeah, I can empathize with being busy, Jay Money, trust me, but especially going into cybersecurity. But yeah, I mean, best of luck on all the OSWA, OSWE, everything. I'm glad to hear that you're continuing to move on it, man. That's awesome. Okay, so again, this is going to be for what I call when we move into creative testing. So I have wideband scanning, that's nuclei scanning across all types of different subdomains. You just hammer a bunch of different stuff. Narrowband scanning, you dig in, you start doing enumeration on all the different endpoints, and it's like a DAST scan, right? If anybody's ever used one of those before. So you're just kind of automating a pen test, getting the low-hanging fruit, and then from there we say, okay, we're really going to dig in. I've seen enough from the wideband scanning to tell me that I don't think this company invests in their security, or for whatever reason, I don't think that they have the proper security controls. And then in addition to that, looking at this specific page, I think this one also maybe is misconfigured or has some vulnerabilities, has some things, some tech stacks that I like. For whatever reason, I want to dig into this. And now we're going to start going through. And what I'm doing here, and this is really, really important, this is a big mistake that I see a lot of bug bounty researchers when they're starting make, is they focus on the code, they focus on the application, they focus on trying to find vulnerabilities based on patterns and scanning and everything like that. What you want to do is you want to exploit vulnerabilities in the company itself. You're exploiting vulnerabilities in the people that are building the application, in their processes that they have, in their builds. You have to, all the time that I'm looking through this, I'm not, like, the application is almost secondary. I've already picked it out because I know that I think there's some things in there, but I'm trying to picture in my head, what is their development cycle? How often are they pushing, PRs? How often are they doing new releases? Is it every day and they're doing a bunch of different ones, or do they have one big release? And if so, what are the things that can go wrong in what's called their CI/CD, so their continuous integration, continuous development process? What are the things that can go wrong that may lead to a vulnerability being introduced? I may go and just look at some of their job boards and see, like, who are they hiring for? Are they trying to hire a bunch of application security people? If so, what tech stacks are they looking for? What types of things do they want? Because I can assume that that's probably a gap that they have right now. If they're trying to find developers, I can see, what types of things are they looking for there? Maybe, or database administrators, anything like that. I can start to get an idea of where their gaps are. What are they trying to fix? Where are their blind spots that I can possibly get in where a vulnerability will be? And that's how you can eventually start to point yourself to those vulnerabilities that other people will miss. That's how you start to get the logic vulnerabilities with the authentication bypass, because this and this and this, this chains together and has this really interesting impact. And that's where you get those really big bounties and everything as well. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through, we're going to look at the application, we're going to answer a bunch of questions, we're going to go through and look at the server, all of these different things, and try and form this picture in our mind, and that will hopefully start to get an idea of where we can target, what types of attacks we can use, all that type of stuff. So that's my model. All right, so first thing, what stack and languages are doing. Wapalizer is a great thing to use for that. There is an NPM package that I use in my automated scanning, my framework as well. So you can go in and tell my framework, I want you to look for this, like I do Lodash and handlebars all the time for client-side prototype pollution. But, you know, again, we'll just come in and take a look. I'm not too concerned with things like these advertising. I'm not concerned with that. Analytics, I'm not concerned. JavaScript framework, definitely, you know, client side things there, which I think is just a little bit lower. But I'm looking for just the basic right now. Okay, so infrastructure. So we see first of all that it looks like it's running in GCP, so that's Google Cloud right there. Oh, thank you so much for sending a friend request. It's awesome. All right, GCP, Google Cloud. I'm not as familiar with that. I prefer to test AWS, but that's fine. Y'all keep me honest here too. We're not getting a lot of insight into the actual tech stack itself. Alex, Luis, do y'all have this up here?
This is Alpine.
Yeah, so that one, I know I have like a third party JavaScript libraries, but I want to just know like what is it written in? You know, what I want to know the server side code more than anything else. Let's just try and click around a little bit, see if it changes at all. Okay, so this one's using Shopify, which is very applicable right now, but that's not anything we're interested in. Yeah, so I guess, Luis, that store is really the crux of their business.
Okay.
Blog, and much less here. Not a lot of tracking on the blog. Not seeing, I was kind of expecting to see a content management system there, and I'm not.
I didn't see no CMS. Interesting.
There's a CDN. Okay, so number 4 is the one, which I think that may be all we're getting right now.
PHP. Okay.
Oh, where'd you get that?
Yeah, in the mobilizer it says PHP. Yeah, go down.
Oh, it does on here, but it didn't before on the homepage. Nice, perfect. Good catch. I wasn't gonna see that. Okay, our JavaScript here. Alex, Luis, why don't you mind hopping on Sneak and taking a look? Sneak, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but see if there's any vulnerabilities for this version. 3.10.3, Alpine.js. I'd love to just get a quick overview of what it does.
For Alpine, you mean?
Yeah, Alpine.js version 3.10.3. Is there a WAF? In the meantime, I'm going to try and make the WAF yell at me.
Oh, there's no bones for that version.
Not for that version. Or is there any other bones like?
You check that.
Oh, I guess it doesn't have any problem with that. All right, let me do this. I'm going to see if I can find the WAF, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and get Burp opened up now. We'll do a temporary project. Where's my coffee? I'm never going to sleep. Not tonight. I'm going to regret this coffee in a little bit. All right.
Oh, I don't see any bones for these.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this populated here. Set this for my sitemap. It's already getting out of control. Look at that. Man, they are advertising everything. What was the other page? We were looking at another page recently that had just every site. It was a DoD thing, right?
The store one, you mean?
Yeah, it was like a DoD or it was a government one, and they were just tracking everything you did. Oh, this looks like fun. I'm surprised there's not like, there must not be much here to get. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to try and break it somewhere and see if we can get a WAF. This API might be a good one. So a great way to see if you can break an API or get a WAF to trigger, which I've mentioned this before, but anytime I'm testing an API, my goal is break the API, find out how it broke, see if you can weaponize the break. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to send it to intruder. Intruder is going to allow us to send a bunch of payloads with different, or a bunch of requests with different payloads. See how it reacts. And we'll just use this, I guess, as the input vector. I just don't want to do that long. So I'll add this as my payload. And I want to go to fuzzing. Under seclist, I'm going to do a big list of naughty strings. And we'll see if we can't get some blocks, 500 errors, anything like that. It's going to run real quick. Here we go. Got a couple 500s. Cloudflare? Is that this header?
Cloud race, I think it's.
Oh,
I
Google.
mean-
No, it's not going to be Cloudflare if it's Google.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We'll see what that is. Oh, I jacked up the UI. See what I did?
Yeah.
Oh no, now it's gone. Oh, now it's totally gone. Come back. Okay, there we go. That's fun. Java is what it is. Oh, we got some bad requests too that are coming.
Alright, so that cloud trace context is just like an ID for each request.
Does it say what? Is it coming from the WAF or? I'm not seeing
It's
it.
a header. It says it's a header from Google Cloud Platform to identify the current request.
Yeah, it doesn't look like. I don't know what. I don't know if Google has like a main cloud armor. Okay, so let's go to can I bypass XYZ and see if we can go past that. Yeah, dead honest. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be recorded. I'm gonna try and actually have it posted up to YouTube tonight if I can. Tomorrow at the latest. Is that on the right thing? Can I bypass XYZ? What is the WAF bypass repo? Why am I forgetting the name of it?
Hello.
There we go. Awesome WAF. I swear I thought it was like, can I bypass?
Wait, oh yeah.
Okay, so Google Armor. It's not even coming up. Okay. So I'm not seeing a lot of evidence of a WAF right now. I'm sure they have some type of basic WAF going on, but nothing too wild. Luis, Alex, did either one of you find out, like I know we see that it's running in Google, but did we see any type of server infrastructure?
I didn't see anything.
I haven't seen it yet.
No. PHP makes me think Apache, but we should be able to pick that out. Well, I guess not if it's behind a load balancer. It might miss it. I don't know. Anyway, not thanks. Okay, so let's start digging into the application itself. So first of all, is there authentication at all? I see a little user thing here, so maybe.
In there is, yeah. I see a user
Okay.
icon there.
Yeah. So there is. Here, let me do this.
This is only.
I'm gonna drop this over here. Yeah, it looks like OAuth. I just wanted to take my screen off for a second in case I've got to enter anything. Okay, super easy. It just takes you here. So all right, let's go back to our thing here. Okay, so is there authentication? Yes. Username. Okay, so we can use OAuth through Google or Facebook. So username, Google. I don't even really need to do that because it's not a username based. So yeah. I didn't see OpenID Connect, but maybe this is an instance of single sign-on. I did not see any evidence of multi-factor authentication. Looks like we can change our handle. There wouldn't be any way to reset your password because we're using OAuth. These two can be in a and then OTP, I don't see any evidence of an OTP. Let's see. Yeah, sure. I'll do a pseudonym here. And then, by the way, all the time while I'm doing this, everything is being routed through Burp, through our web proxy. So I'm building out my sitemap. So if we come back over here to the actual tool, we'll see that we have a lot of other options that we didn't have before. Yeah, and see we have an entire other subdomain here, so this is great. So as I'm doing this, as I'm building this picture out in my head of what the application is, of what their development process is, of who the developers are, all that type of stuff, what their Jira tickets look like. As I'm putting them, hey, thank you for the follow. And Tank looks really cute. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Gonza Lozer, I hope I said that right. Luis, Alex, yell at me if I got that way off. Yeah. What's that? You're quiet again. I still can't hear you.
Yeah, I saw.
I can't hear you. No, take it.
Wait, what? You can't hear what?
I can't hear Alex. He's still really quiet.
Sorry, can you hear me better now?
Yeah. What did you say?
I'm bad. No, I was laughing because when Tank showed up because you got followed. That was awesome.
Yeah. So I had to get him. Which, by the way, I've got a really, really cute video of him spinning for the first person that decides to subscribe. That's all I'm saying. No, yeah, and he's always down here kind of hanging out too, so we can bring him up for a cute little cameo there, and then we can get back to it. But yeah, I was very happy when I got that to work. Okay, yeah, so like I said, as we're clicking through it, as we're talking through everything, as we're researching the application, we are populating our sitemap so that when we move over to start scanning, and what that would look like is, I'd come over, like something like this looks really interesting. We have a post request with some good data that's included in there, so we'll just start by coming over and hitting an active scan. We'll just start one real quick for the heck of it. But that's going to be the next step after that. And all of that is being populated, so you're doing two things at the same time while you're going through that. Okay. Just catching up on the chat there. Yeah, I remember going through those OSWE labs. We can claim definitions. Sure, I'll claim that.
EJ has some labs.
Which one was it?
EJ knows because I think EJ Money is looking for OSWE like labs.
Oh yeah, so TJ Knowles, he has an OSWE list for Hack the Box ones.
Yeah.
I would say a great one to look at. I'm not going to be able to get on there. The Hack the Box web challenge. It's like the OOP one. It's the most difficult one. That is the closest representation, the closest thing that I've found outside of the OSWE labs to an OSWE type challenge. It's you have to do we have to chain multiple different things together. It's a fairly large app. The size of the app is certainly smaller. Oh, you're looking for OSWA. Okay, I gotta lean on Luis for that then. I haven't taken that one. But if anybody's doing the OSWE, go for that challenge. Sorry, I'll shut up.
You got any good notes for OSWA? But I already gave you the notes, guy.
Wait, yeah, did you put it in the
Yeah.
in the Discord there? Oh, is there like a challenge? Did you have a challenge for him, Luis?
Oh, challenges.
Yeah, what would be close to that?
No, I just did the OSWA ones.
Yeah, I don't know if you did.
I think other than that, to be honest, to pass.
Yeah, maybe again. I mean, the web challenges, because it's gotta be black box. You won't have access to the code, right?
No.
Yeah. Oh, the challenge that's close to the OSWE is if you go to Hack the Box, go to their web challenges. I can get it pulled up if you need me to here. Let's see. Let me just get logged in and I'll show you real quick. In the meantime, Alex, Luis, if either one of you, the next step is going to be finding the objects that are in here. Are there any objects that you found so far?
No. I'm actually upgrading my Kali right now to start.
Hey, another follower. Thank you, Ghost. Whoa. Thank you so much. I love it. Yeah, Ghost, let me know if you have any questions or anything you want us to dig into. I'm more than happy to do it. That's why we're here. All right, J Money, come down here to the web challenge and this one right here. Yeah, clearly only 38 people been able to find it. It's very hard. What's up, Luis?
What about baby breaking drag, like to start?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly, like, this one is the closest to an OSWE box, but if you're moving towards the OSWE, any of these challenges are great where you've got the code and not. I mean, if you're going for the OSWA, maybe go for some of the easier ones here and just don't use the code and see if you can figure it out from just going after it from the client side without having that code, because that would probably be the closest representation, I would think. Luis, does that sound crazy to say?
He just need to find what challenges that matches the whatever the OSWA is teaching. Because if you find a challenge that has prototype pollution, you're not gonna do prototype pollution on the OSWA.
That's a really good point. We got to make sure that the vulnerabilities are there. Phone book. J Money, go. It's retired. It's retired. But go do phone book. That's the perfect one you should do for the OSWA, because it's got a bunch of rabbit holes in it. It's one of the most frustrating challenges on there, because the solution is you're going to be mad you didn't find it once you find it. I'll just say that. That's a good one. That's a good one for the OSWA.
I tried that one the other day and I got pissed. I was like, this isn't right.
I've never had anyone do it and not get upset. Oh man. All right, back to Urban Dictionary here. All right, so let's start thinking about what the objects are. And for anybody watching, the reason that this is really important, and a step that I think a lot of people miss, is the objects are what the application is working on. So a web application, all it does is it manipulates data on a database and presents it back to you. So it either creates data, it reads data, it updates data, or it deletes the data. That's all it does. So the objects itself that it's working with, that's the data that you're targeting. So if you don't understand what the objects are, then you don't understand the data that you're trying to target. So instead of, I see this all the time when people are starting out, they target something like, okay, I'm going to just kind of spray this for SQL injection and everything. And like they may try and get, and IDOR is a great example of this. For anybody who's not familiar, an indirect object reference and IDOR vulnerability, it just means you can access data that you're not supposed to be able to access. And a great example of that is another user's data, like their password and everything. What would actually happen there is when you load up, let's say, your profile page. So when I come to Urban Dictionary here and I click on this, and it's coming and saying, hello, Arson. What it's doing on the back end is it has some type of way to identify me. And that could be an email, could be a username. Most commonly, it's going to be some type of ID. And it's going to take that ID and it's going to give it to the database. And it's going to say, hey, database, do you have a user that's associated with this? And the database is going to go, yeah, we have it typed, here's everything. And it's going to return the data, so my username, my first name, my last name, my password, my address, my phone number, my credit card, whatever, all the information that it has for me, it returns it, and that becomes an object that the server-side code can start to manipulate, can read, can write, to do whatever it needs to do. So you have to be able to recognize what those objects are that it's working with so that you can know what data you're targeting. I need to target a user object. I'm not targeting somebody's password because the password may not be in the user object. So I'm in the profile trying to get a SQL injection to get a user object. I'm not even targeting the right object. Maybe, and there could be a completely different place where I could easily get in there and be able to access that object. So with all that being said, looking at this here, obviously we have a user object, so I can start with that. And we're going to start to kind of try and build what our schema is going to be. And a schema is just like a blueprint for the object. So for the user, we can say, now this is an OAuth thing here, so it may be a little bit different, but it's going to access that data from Google. It's going to pull it back. It's not going to have the password in there, but it's definitely going to have some information from Google. So it's going to have, obviously my Gmail username, which is my email, I think is what it does there. I don't know, what do y'all think? What are some other things that would be included in this user? I guess the handle, right?
Is this sign up that you're in for the store, or is it something else?
This is just for my Urban Dictionary account. So I guess you can have an account, and then that's where you go and add your definitions.
Oh, so yeah, so like you can submit content.
Yep. Yeah, and so we can go ahead and come in here because I'm sure there's a definition object. And if we go back,
There's probably multiple, right? Because you'd have the definition object for like the list of the definitions, and then each like kind of cascaded out from there.
no, I think every one probably has its own object, and then it'll all have, so that'll be under a table in the database, and then when it lists them all out, it'll just do like a query all and bring it back and list them down there that way. I think. But so for the definition, this one's, so we know it's going to have like we'll call it a word, right? Whatever word that we're defining. We'll do, I don't love calling it a definition. Let's just call it a word definition. I hate having the key, the key of an object be the title of the object. We've got examples, I guess, which is most likely going to be, we probably have a string right here. And this will be it could be a larger string like a blob or something, but I'll just keep it as a string for right now. This one is probably going to be a list of strings. Now it looks like, so we have an author here and a date. So we can go ahead and put author, date. But I don't think this is actually going to be included in the object, at least in the database. I think it's going to be, I'm thinking this probably has a relational database since it's PHP. It's probably talking to like a MySQL or something similar, which is a relational database, which means these two are going to have, gosh, it's been so long since I've done MySQL. What do they call that? What's that relationship called? Gosh, I don't remember.
You like evaluate here?
No. So it's in relational databases, and this is different than NoSQL, which is a non-relational database. There's different types of relations that you can build, and it's super funky to work with.
I'll be back.
Yeah, cool. It's super funky to work with, where like when you make the query, it's you basically put a foreign key and then it has a primary key within the table, and it's this whole funky thing that's built into it.
Okay.
But anyway, all that is to say, I'm thinking it's important to us as attackers, because if it is a relational database and if this username, this handle is being pulled from this user object, it means that if we were able to get an injection into any mechanism that was querying the definition, we would be able to access the user object as well, even if we can't get stacked queries. And a stacked query would be where we could run multiple queries, and that just depends on the type of database. So a stacked query would be like, or a injection, we do our thing here, and then we'd be able to just end the SQL injection and start a new one to go select star, from user where username or handle equals administrator, something like that, and you'd be able to do multiple queries at the same time. You can do that in Postgres. I believe Microsoft SQL is the other one that you can do. Somebody's probably going to come on here and watch this and tell me I'm way off, but I know you can do it in Postgres, and I don't believe you can do it in MySQL. There's some you can do and some you can't. So it's just good to know that this is accessing, we could potentially access the user object and steal information from their Google user account, even if we can only get an injection into the definition itself. Where's my coffee?
Yeah, makes sense.
All right. So we see those there. Oh, and here we go. So it's got a count on there as well. So it's got this right here. It's going to have a created at and updated at. This is most likely going to be done automatically by the database. And then we're going to have likes, we call it likes and dislikes. Dislikes right there. And you know what? There's a flag as well. So I think that would, and that's going to be boolean. This is going to be integer, and I believe that this is this author is actually tied to it just by a foreign, what's called a foreign key, I think. Hey, Blurry GM, how's it going? Appreciate you coming to hang out. Okay. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions or anything. We're digging in, just going through my methodology here on the Urban Dictionary bug bounty. Okay, so there's those two. I think there's probably a subscription object as well, because I can't imagine you would need to be logged in for this. Alex, does that seem like a fair assumption to you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think probably. Laura, you want to learn cybersecurity? You're in the right place. Is there any specific topics, anything you want to get into, or are you just kind of starting your journey? How can I help? I'm going to put a subscription object.
Do you have like a separate email that you use for bug bounty testing? Like if you wanted to test the subscribe function?
Right here's my go-to.
Oh, nice.
Yep, tipmail.org. They do a great job with it. It'll take a second to generate a new one. Copy, click.
Even better.
Pops up right down here. Pops up right down here. Pops up right down here. I'm just playing. Oh, I refreshed the whole thing too. I was just trying to do a bit. I ended up screwing the whole thing up. You want to start the journey into that? Okay. Are you coming from any type of IT or anything in the past? Yeah. How far are you along? Have you thought at all about what type of direction you want to go in? Yeah. I think that's probably a good place to start. Oh, Dev Analyst just said, oh yeah, 10-minute mail, 100%. 10-minute mail is another awesome one that you put in the chat there. Okay, so we've got a subscription. Anything else? I don't know if we have any other objects here. I think that's about it. Oh, you're a mechanical engineer. Okay, so you've already got the engineer mindset. That's great. Just kind of you'll have to move over to the more logical side. I guess that's what you would call it, physical, logical. I don't know. Anyway, but what might be an interesting transition is for you to kind of work closer to layer one, so the physical layer, and do security there. It might be, that's certainly a field that we need a ton of help in. If you have any familiarity with securing the data that's in RAM. Things like that are really interesting. It's not my expertise by any means, but yeah, it might be cool. Either way, there's a ton of different options though. You've got web application security, you've got cloud security now, which is a huge field that if you're just coming in, I always recommend focus on that. There's a huge gap in the market. It's a huge net. Cybersecurity is a huge net, and there's really a job for just about anybody you can think of. If you're somebody that's not very technical, you can go and work in compliance, and you can write policies and things like that. And then eventually, if you want to go into more technology based, you can come to an engineering team. There's offensive, there's defensive, there's incident response. There's a whole wide net. So Blurry, really the first thing that you do if you do want to get into cybersecurity is, I would say, get an idea of what success looks like to you. What do you want your day-to-day life to be? What do you want the type of work that you're doing to be? Do you want it to be technical? Do you want it to be more writing, et cetera? What type of technology do you want to work for? And once you do that, you can start to see like, okay, these are the types of things that I can learn to get myself to that point, because I've seen so many times that people just try to learn all the different stuff that they can get a hold of, and it ends up, you never actually really get a direction. And those are the people that really have struggle breaking into the industry. If you specialize in something and it's something that there's a gap in the market, you'll have a much easier time breaking into the industry. Yeah, oh yeah, cloud and web. Would you say InfoSec engineering has been more so resilient to layoffs? I think so. a good buddy of mine who was a director, a senior manager on the cybersecurity team at Salesforce. His whole team was involved in the layoffs, so we're certainly not impervious, especially for much larger companies like that. But more resilient, 100%, 100%. There's a huge need for cybersecurity engineers in just about every capacity. I will say that just about everybody wants to do either they want to work in a SOC or they especially want to be penetration testers. So if you want to get into the industry, it's a really hard to do those. And I always tell people, go in a different direction, get your foot in the door, and if that's the way you want to go, make a transition. Start on a blue team, start on something else, and then start learning, get into there, because it's so hard to just break into that nowadays.
Jump into
AppSec is really hard right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's one thing I would say too, like if you're trying to get in, like sometimes people can get real tempted to take like less technical jobs out of the gate, like GRC type jobs or something like that. I recommend don't do that. Like, develop your technical skill set, like have hard skills that you can apply, and then like find a job in a technical skill set, because like it's so easy to get railroaded in non-technical roles.
Yeah. Yeah, and J Money, you're talking about like machine learning and everything for cybersecurity. Like, yeah, all of that is really exciting and cool, but I see a lot of people that want to jump to the really fun stuff, the really cool stuff, the like hot topic, and obviously you don't want to over-engineer anything. 99 out of 100 projects that you're going to be doing in cybersecurity will have zero need for machine learning. So like very cool, definitely something we want to play with. But, and this is something that we always have to remind ourselves, because we want to go and do like the fun. So it's like, no, this is not the highest priority now. We got to go do the stuff that we may not be as fun, but it is really cool, man. And ChatGPT is obviously, it's been making the waves in our Slack, and it's been really interesting to see how that's being used across the entire company and everyone. Shoot, I think we were just talking about BuzzFeed they're like writing articles now with it and everything, which scares the heck out of me, but okay.
You're better than BuzzFeed, Harrison.
What's that?
He said you're better than BuzzFeed. You don't have to worry about it.
No, I'm not worried about that. I just don't like. To me, that seems like a feedback loop, because it learns by reading the internet, and then now we're saying we're allowing it to write to the internet. I don't know. I think we're getting a little too close. I think if Google stands up its own version of ChatGPT and we get the two of them working on building a project together, we're going to end up with something. We're going to end up with a singularity.
I'm not as convinced. It's cool. I dig it. I use it all the time, but I don't know.
I hope you're right. I mean, you know me. I'm super paranoid. Like I got a tinfoil hat in my back pocket all the time. So I would imagine that you're probably closer to the reality here. Okay. All right. Enough paranoid. So I think that's good for the objects. Does anybody disagree? Oh geez, there's like a working new version of it at UDuck. I don't even want to click on that. I won't have nightmares
I
tonight.
could poke around for other objects, and I didn't really see much else.
Gotcha. Have we checked to see? It doesn't look like it's using React. Let's see if
It
we
doesn't
can.
look like it, no.
Oh, well, these don't typically come up if it's not on here. It's kind of strange. Wonder why it's doing that. Okay, but I was hoping to, if you do find an application that's using React, which is a JavaScript-based front end, you can use these React developer tools to come in and see what's called props and state. Those are local storage devices that a lot of developers think the client doesn't have access to, and sometimes they'll put sensitive data or they'll put entire objects or things in there and just pull it out and present it. So that's what I was looking for there. Okay. Oh no, I didn't want to have this up because if we don't have any more objects, the next step is going to be going through the session. So let's see if we can look at this. What in the world is going on here? Let's see how they're establishing session. I would say it's with the Urban Dictionary 3 session. So it's using a cookie. Oh, it's so let's see what the cookie itself is. Come on, let's do it.
Do you see how many errors there are in the console? Oh, I searched for a term and like the console is just loaded with errors.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'll go there in a second. I want to highlight this first, though. I'm curious. This tells me a lot. This one thing tells me a lot. So I'm looking at the cookie, and I'm trying to see a few things. First of all, I'm looking at these flags over here, because it's establishing a session with this cookie. So does it have the secure flag? It does not. That's certainly interesting. It does have the HTTP only flag, which means that if we get a cross-site scripting or some type of JavaScript execution, we're not going to be able to access it. That's typically a correct configuration. What's up?
I think Glory GM mentioned to put the link in the chat or something.
Oh, for web hacking. Put the link. Oh, I'm sorry. What was the link for web hacking? What, you mean the one that we're working on right now? If so, where to learn? Where to learn? So, let's see. I think we've got some up there. I would say the best place to learn is Portswigger right here. To go to their academy. Yeah. That's going to be my recommendation. They've got all types of different reading materials, different labs and things that you can use. You can also get one of their researchers' book, which we've all been reading and really enjoying, JavaScript for Hackers, that I happen to have sitting right there, is another really, really great thing to do.
Oh, yeah, I love that book.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking, like, I'm going to tell them they need I need like $10 for a advertiser's fee or something. But I just saw it sitting there. It really is a great book, though. Gareth is awesome. We're lucky enough to get to meet with them every week, and they're just doing great stuff over there. It's been really, really fun. All right, so again, going back to the cookie, I'm looking first of all to see if it has the flags. We talked about a few of the flags it has there. So I'm also looking to see, especially because of the session cookie, is there any data stored in it? And coming in here, I see %3 delta. %3 delta is the URL encoded equal sign, I believe. So somebody tell me if I'm way off there. Yeah, Blurry, no problem at all. No problem at all. No, I appreciate you coming. So yeah, %3 delta, that is a URL encoded equal sign. That tells me that this is almost certainly base 64 encoded. If it's base 64 encoded, there's probably going to be data in there. We've also got this weird little MD5 sum, it looks like at a glance, that's appended on there. So that gives me a lot of insight into the types of things that I can do to target the session, possibly get an authentication bypass. So I'll put data stored in cookie, and we'll say base 64, and it goes like tac MD5, something like that. All right. Oh, and we're also going to put no secure flag. Okay, so again, I'm starting to put the picture together, which Alex, Luis, I'm sure y'all are doing the same thing. So let me ask you, I've certainly got my opinions, but would you say, actually, hold on, let's do this first. Let's go over to the console first. Let's go to the page here.
I think you froze a little bit. Oh, wait.
Oh, did I?
You're good. He's good on my
I
side.
think it was me.
Okay, cool.
I'm good. Yeah. You're good.
Cool. So let's go ahead and search this. I want to see these things first. There you go.
What's that?
There's an object. Ooh, these are, so it's dynamically building some things, so we could have some opportunities for some DOM-based cross-site scripting.
You mean with client-side PPP?
Well, or just having a source to a sink. Because something in here, as we run
actually, yeah, okay.
Yeah, as we run the search. Oh, look at this. There's like a proxy object. I think we definitely have some opportunities for some client-side prototype pollution, at least. I think that's probably a good call. Let's see. What is all this stuff? Failed to get... Who's Emily? And was she debugging something here?
Apparently. Yeah, but that's fucked up.
All right.
You can follow that trace because I see user the score sync.h. I think it's coming from. Oh wait, is it?
Wow, there's a ton of debug code in here.
Oh shit.
I'm not even. I'm genuinely not even comfortable bringing this up on the stream. I don't know what they have in here. This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If you do. Oh yeah. Learning JavaScript. If you want to do web application security, which I personally love because of bug bounties. If you know. Anyway, you definitely got to learn JavaScript. It can be client-side JavaScript. You don't necessarily have to learn Node, but every web application is going to have a ton of client-side JavaScript. Honestly, I would recommend learning Node because a lot of applications are going that way too. All right, so the question I was going to pose to the group here, and this is at this point, once I've gone through, I've tried to find the objects, I've tried to find, session, got a basic idea of it. Oh, what's up, Rob? Yeah. No, Dom Invader for sure. So we're still going through this process. I don't want to go to start attacking yet, but I'm 100% going to hit this with Dom Invader with Burp's browser. At this point, I would typically have a little checkpoint, have a think to myself, is this worth it? Do I see enough here to think that this application has not been properly maintained? Is there enough warning signs, enough pointers, enough error messages, all that type of stuff to make me think that this would be a good use of my time to start to digging in? So as we see these failed to debug and error things up, what do you think? You think this one's got a bunch of problems?
Got a few.
I think so. I think I would certainly. Actually, honestly, I mean, depending on the scope, I may just think there's not enough here. But coming over here and looking at the sitemap that we've been building up, that was not the one, but there's a surprising amount here. There are some other subdomains that we're getting in. The crawler is just picking up some real funky stuff here. I think it probably didn't intend. I think we've got some stuff to work with. And especially some very clear opportunities for OAuth bypass, which again is one of my favorite things to test. So I would say at this point I would continue testing. So let's do that. Okay. I don't see anything using a bearer token. Which
I think I pause well here. You might be able to that.
What'd you say?
So if you check the errors in the console, one of them says promised response from on message listener.
Oh.
So there might be like a pause message. Dom XSS, something like that.
Yeah. That's a good thought.
I found an interesting endpoint that's just like in the root directory. It looks like it's osd.xml, and it looks like there's a possibility for some template injection.
Okay, hold on. If I bring this up now, is it going to show me something that I'm not supposed to show?
Yeah.
Okay, come over here.
I think so.
You said it's
osd.xml.
SD. Oh shit. XML.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, this one's okay. We can show this.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. So you run it here, and I don't know. Did you do a search for that? Is that some type of standardized file?
Looking at the sitemap, but at the very end they have a template equals, and then it goes to their website define.php, and it says term equals in curly brackets search terms. I guess maybe that's just part of their actual search itself, but I don't know. That kind of looked like an injection spot to me.
Yeah, I love the idea of XML into the injection here. J Money, yeah, absolutely. This is going to be on my YouTube channel. I'm going to try and get it up tonight after we're done here. But if I can, it'll definitely be up before the end of the day tomorrow. Yeah, that all sounds very good. I think we've definitely got some stuff to work here. Let's come into this. So at this point, our next step is to see if there are any useful comments, start looking at special characters and stuff. That's the reason that I have that stop point there, is at this point, we're going to start moving into burp. So I'm going to bring burp over here. And the first one, is there any useful comments? So a great tool that Burp has, if you have Burp Pro, you can come to the page, right click, engagement tools, and I think it's find comments right there, and it will pull all of them out for you. So very quickly, you can bring Burp up and see if there's anything that you would want to take out. All I'm seeing is this kind of funky thing. Oh, they have OneTrust.
OneTrust up there.
Yeah. That's your favorite, right, Alex?
Oh, definitely.
See, a Git thing also.
Yeah, I did see that. But nothing is part of the comment. That's probably like a URL or something. So, not seeing any useful. I mean, we'll go ahead and copy this over there just for the heck of it.
That define PHP file is interesting because it takes parameters and then it does it looks like it's doing interesting things when you send it like curly brackets.
Well, this is curly brackets is a different one. But so this is a PHP app. This is not gonna like untrusted input, and that's what we're about to do. So number 9, how does it handle special characters? We're gonna start doing some basic fuzzing on it, and I'm gonna do my best to do this with some finesse, so that I don't end up breaking this, because people need Urban Dictionary. Okay, they're providing a vital service to everybody, to the world. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. So I think we did a test earlier. No. Okay, I'm getting mixed up. I was thinking about the test we were doing against Matt's app when we were trying to fuzz and it wasn't working. So we don't know. We couldn't find a WAF for this one, right?
I don't think so.
Hey! Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah. How's it going? Thanks for hanging out. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little bit of fuzzing here and see if we can break anything. I like this ad right here. We even sent this through. Oh, this must be for the adding a definition, but it doesn't make any sense that it would be a get. Oh, look at all that JavaScript. Look at all that inline JavaScript. Oh, I love inline JavaScript. What is this? Show response in the browser here. What in the world am I looking at? I'm looking. Hold on. Just drop the screen off for a second. Make sure we're good here. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. Let's go to this side though. So it's just a place to add it. Put something random there, or why not? All right, let's just go into a tracker. Let's send this to the repeater. I really don't want to just fuzz this, but at least we can grab it. What happened? Which fun?
I see a CDN from CDN.confiant integrations in the main page.
Oh, I've got a spot for CDN in here. Where do you see that?
Main page in the HTML.
Where is that?
Try looking for confiant. I can send it to you.
Thought I had something somewhere that said that. We'll find it later. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, buddy. Oh, is that, what was the domain for that? Confiant, isn't that, don't they have a bug bounty program? Were we testing on
I'm
that?
not sure actually.
The one that I could never say right? Maybe it's not the same one. I don't remember. All right, so special characters. Let's go and just find a basic search that we've already done. This define right. I want to make sure it's not going to store anything. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's send this to the intruder. Clear this out. I'm going to try and minimize these cookies, actually. Let's go to the repeater. I don't want to do all this. All right. 29 there. We've got a cookie that's talking about an alert box. How many of these are trackers? Do we have anything? I don't know if we would really need any of these to do the search, right? No, that should be fine. Y'all see anything interesting?
Nothing
No.
else yet.
Okay, I'm gonna add my payload here. And once again, we're gonna do a string of naughty characters. Where'd it go? Just start there, see how it handles it. Oh yeah, okay. Discard this, come over here to the options, scroll down to the right. So real quick, I glanced on that, saw that every column, every request was giving me a 302 response. 302 is a redirect, so I went over here and I want to set this to follow redirection so I can see what the ultimate result is. And we'll go ahead and start that. Perfect, and now we're getting some 404s, some 200s, some 500s. We got a good collection here. Oh, what'd you get there, Alex?
I found like a really old example of somebody's OSD XML. It looks really similar because they got the template equals URL action and then some arguments. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if it actually means anything, but
I guess the question would be, can we control this? Because, you know, obviously if we can control it all, it'd be XML entity injection. But I don't know. I haven't seen this. And you know, I don't have a ton of work with XML or PHP. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I'm a little bit from OSCP, but
All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so we've sent a bunch of requests with a bunch of different payloads in it, and we're gonna come in and see if we have any major variations. So 200 responses is what we're expecting. Let's come to the 500s. Okay. What in the world is that? Well, that's kind of interesting. Look how simple that is. Just a dash and a dot breaks it.
Yeah.
I didn't expect anything as simple as that to work. Let's try that in a repeater. All right, so can we just always follow the redirections? Is it typically a GET request? Maybe they were expecting it to be a POST request. PHP is it doesn't. It's not like Node where you say we're expecting a request for this verb. You everything will go in and then you just process it if it's a GET or if it's a POST, unless it's like a MVC model.
You send it?
Well, I'm looking at the other one over here too to see, because the other one's just a straight GET request. Okay, so this one doesn't have anything here. But I sent this one. Oh, this must be something new with Burp. Look, it's automatically trying it as a GET.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, that's why I was confused. That's why I was just staring there for a minute. As I'm like, I'm looking at the request, it's a POST, and over there it's a GET. All right, so let's send this GET over here. And that does a server error. So I think exactly what I thought was going on is going on. I think that they do not properly have code in here to handle this request coming in as a GET. And if that's the case, I want to try a put. I don't know if a put would really be helpful on this one, but who knows? All right, so if we get a 200, what I think is probably happening is it has a handler for the get, and then the post is just a catch-all. Yeah, that's what it's got to be. So there's a conditional before it gets, or there's a conditional for the get. So in the PHP, it's going to say if the request is a get, do this, otherwise do something else. So we've got something that really shouldn't be here. So I'm going to go ahead and do an active scan on that. And we'll keep looking. So we get a lot of 404s. Why is it a 404? Something's going on here. This is being appended somewhere. Right, because we got 200 responses from GET requests, right? If it's just a general, yeah, this is fine. You can do just a general GET request. So it's processing that term and doing something with it. And it's affecting the ultimate, it's affecting where it's being routed. And the determining factor, oh, that's weird. The COM4 is weird too. What is this doing? It seems like the space is the common denominator here. What do y'all think?
You said the space is the common denominator?
Yeah, I mean, something in these payloads is causing a 404. I thought it was the hash fragment at first, but I don't see a hash fragment in a lot of these. The only common denominator I can find is this. Well, no, because here's ones that don't have a space unless it's at the end.
Weird.
Yeah.
What about any of the Unicodes encoding those?
I mean, this threw a bunch of them at it, and we got 3 different options here as far as status code. 200 is just everything's good. 404 it doesn't know, and then 500 is where we're some of them are breaking it, and it seems to do with like these really special characters. I don't see, although this one breaks it with a 500 as well, and then the dash dot is especially interesting. That dot, what would that tell us? Why would that be a 500? Wait, is it ending? Does ending with the dot? Is there a server-side request forgery over here? Is this like being sent to an internal API and it's copying it over and putting it in the domain? So if the domain ends with a dot, it breaks it because there's 2 dots?
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I can think of, and I'm like, I'm breaching for nothing. But let's try that. Let's get a working one. Where'd the rest of Bert go?
I've actually got to head out, but it was fun. We'll do it again soon.
Yeah, man. No, thank you so much for coming. I'm waving over there, talking to you over here. But yeah, no, thanks for coming, man. I probably, I got another 10, 15 minutes in me, and I'm probably going to call it too, and we'll pick it up later in the week.
Cool. See you guys.
Have a good night, Alex. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. So my dog, Tank, he's learned when I get off meetings what it sounds like, the types of things that I say.
Oh.
So when he heard us saying that, he just jumped up because he thought that Alex was, or he thought I was getting off a meeting. All right, let's see if we can do this here. Play around with this a little bit more. So it's not working there. Okay, so the 2 dots is fine, 1 dot is not.
That's weird.
What if it's just a dot? It's a dash and a dot. What in the world?
What the hell?
I don't know anything that would break. Oh, hey man, thank you so much. I'm so glad it's helpful. I'm so glad you like it. If there's ever any specific topic you want me to do a video on, let me know. But yeah, I'm really glad that it's helping. I'm glad you enjoy it, man. Very cool to hear. Luis, I don't have a clue.
Yeah,
And that is a mystery.
like a regex.
Do we have anything?
Can you write something before and after the dash? See what happens.
Yeah, let me see. By the way, this is claiming some XML stuff over here, so I'm not gonna dig too much into it. But I tell you what, if you're watching, if you're a bug bounty researcher, if you've got a HackerOne account, I'd come here. I would look at this endpoint because this is some stuff. I'm certainly gonna be testing it. I don't know about you, Luis. Help with the OSWA challenge labs. Yeah, we'll find some stuff. I can absolutely do that. Let's see. We gotta find some good examples, but I'll keep that in mind. I'll get some stuff set up for you, man. I can definitely do that. This endpoint's very, very interesting. All right, where are we at with the methodology here? How does it handle special characters? That's the whole reason that we got into that. So it doesn't handle them well. It's PHP breaks often. I'm just gonna say like that. This to me is like everything that I'm seeing tells me that I want to dig into this. Tells me that this target is worth my time, which I did not expect. I thought it was just going to be a fun thing and we'd see some little stuff. Oh yeah, for sure, J Money. I'll definitely put some stuff in Discord. I'll let you know. Yeah, like I said, appreciate you coming, man. I'll see you later.
Okay, let me go. So I have to prepare food.
Okay.
Get to that.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I appreciate you coming. I'm gonna wrap up this part here. We'll list everything out, and I'm gonna call it a day too because I've been going. We've both been going since early this morning. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming and hanging out, dude. This is always a lot of fun. We can do it together.
Go on, man. Take it easy.
Cheers, my friend.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think about an hour and a half on a weeknight. I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah, I think we'll stop at number 9 here. When we come back in next time, we'll start to look at triggering some error messages. And this is all stuff. I mean, hopefully this is pretty self-explanatory. I certainly wrote it to be. So, and all this is publicly available. Hopefully this has shown up in my videos and everything before, but on my GitHub, all these notes are here. That's the Bug Bounty Notes repo, the Vuln methodology. So, once you get into it and you start to find something that you want to start testing, I think I've got some information on XXP in here as well, do I? I haven't done that one yet. Okay, so that endpoint there, and it does look like there may be some XML, external entity injection opportunities, at least from the very basic scanning. That's all I know. I'm going to do some manual testing for it. I strongly recommend that you do the same. And I'll show a couple resources before I roll out here. First of all, book.hacktricks, my favorite. I'm going to bring this up on every single stream. This is my favorite resource. It's phenomenal. Carlos has done an amazing job at this. It's got everything. It's got all different ports and stuff, but for bug bounties, scroll down here to the pen testing web section. They'll show you the methodologies that you can use. It's phenomenal resource. I can't tell you how much I wish I had stuff like this when I was starting, but I'm so glad that it exists now. Come down here to XML Entity Injection. Great place to learn about it. Again, we talked about the Port Swigger labs. They have great labs, resources on XML Entity Injection as well. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'll hang out for just a couple minutes if anybody has any last minute questions or anything they want me to dig into on the stream. Otherwise, thank you so much everybody for coming. I'm going to get this uploaded on YouTube as soon as possible, so the very kind individual that requested it will hopefully get the information that they want, and the next time we come back on stream we'll pick it right up. So again, thank you. I see there's still a few people hanging out. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, 1 or 2 minutes I'll go ahead and hop off. All right. Like I said, I'll assume that's probably. Oh, when am I going to stream next? Infinity. Most likely Saturday morning. Most likely Saturday morning. Yes, yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad I hung out. Yes, so all of these text files are public. Dev Analyst, they're on my GitHub there, which of course I have moved somewhere else. I don't know where I moved it. Let's just do this. So right here, if you come to my profile, the top one, Bug Bounty Notes, where's the address? I will put this right here. Infinity, like I said, I'm shooting for Saturday morning to do another one, try to do a longer one similar to the one I did last time, and we may actually really dig into this because there may be some good stuff. But like I said, I want this to be a two-way street. You know, I want to collaborate with everybody that's on here and find time that works for you. I don't have anything set yet, so if there's a time that works for you, let me know, and I can do my best to make it happen. There's my profile there too. And again, I'll click through a few of these. Hey, appreciate it, Rob. Good to see you, man. Really excited to see what you're learning at that PhD program at NYU. Rob was he was on our team for a time there, and then he had to go off with his big brain to New York City and then get a PhD. So we're super excited to see everything that he does in the industry. All right, y'all. I'm going to assume no more questions. If you do, LinkedIn, Discord, anywhere, plenty of places to get a hold of me. Let me know. Like I said, I'll try and get this up on YouTube as quickly as possible. Thank you, everybody, for coming to hang out. It's genuinely super surreal that people want to come and listen to me rant about this type of stuff, and hopefully it's helpful. I really appreciate it because it's fun, and it gives me an opportunity to give back to the community, which is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. So thank you. Let me know if you have any requests. Yeah, have a good time.